What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, everybody. Sorry, let me start over because I didn't realize that I did push the recording, but I didn't push something on my end. All right. Ready?
Yep.
All right. One, two, three. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Data is My Science podcast, the show that makes data a passion. I am your host, Dapper Data. Today, we're going to talk about something that is different, unique. I promise you on every level that this is something that is very, very different. Okay. And it's different in many ways, right? We talk about data science at this high level, right? We've gone into artificial intelligence, we've gotten very deep in so many aspects, but we've never really talked about geospatial data. And to take it to another level, we've never talked about AG, aka agricultural geospatial data. Okay. Now that it's important to understand that we've gone through many transitions throughout this 2 or 3 years of podcasting, but it's also important to understand that I have brought on several guests, several experts in this field, and you must reach out to these people. I just want to put that out there because these people are really experts in the field. Whether you're a novice and you want to grow, or whether you're an expert and you're already in that field and you want to have some questions, reach out to these people. All right. But EOS, okay, data analytics, right? That is a company that we're going to talk about going forward in this podcast. And I brought on a special guest, right, to be able to talk about that. I love to bring on a special guest because I'm not the expert in data science, and that there's so many people out there that specialize in certain things within data science and data, being an expert in that field and of data. But they want to make a positive change using geospatial data and custom algorithms. I want to introduce you all to Alexandra. Say what's up, Alexandra.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Bobby. My name is Alexandr. I'm an account executive at EOS Data Analytics. It's great to be a part of this podcast, and thank you for having me over.
Yeah, definitely. So Alexander is he's an account exec, as you mentioned, at EOS Data Analytics. That is a global provider of AI-powered satellite imagery analytics. All right, pay attention to those words, right? AI-powered satellite imagery and analytics. Okay, that is a powerful combination right there. Alexandra has over 10 years of experience in finance, data protection, IT, and more. So that's what makes it important to bring guests on like this because Alexandra understands the entire spectrum, right? Data platform from beginning to end, ingest to being a part of the data analytics portion as well. And his journey began with just a bachelor's degree in linguistics, right, and translation, from a specific university in Ukraine, and that's amazing because I want to know specifically how did you go from there to IT, right? So it'll be interesting. Hey, thank you for joining the podcast, Alexandra.
Yeah,
Please tell
sure.
me a little bit about yourself, and I want to know personally how did you make that transition?
That's a good question. Yeah, and that's probably one of those questions that I'm still trying to answer to myself. But it was just, I guess, looking, at the opportunities that were out there surrounding me, and IT, I mean, is one of the most efficient, markets. It's one of the most rapidly developing, verticals out there. So that's something that, got my attention. That's something that I wanted to, be a part of. And well, ultimately, I was, doing my research, and I ended up, going for interviews, and going on seeing people, what kind of, solutions and softwares they were offering, and that's how, I entered this business vertical. So yeah, I slowly grew up, I would say. And yeah,
Mhm.
currently I'm with the EOS Data Analytics, a global provider of satellite-based imagery solutions, as you mentioned. So we operate worldwide within 22 industries with the main focus on agriculture and a quite ambitious goal to preserve the planet. Currently, we have over 220 employees, among which we have 25 PhD professors who develop our
Mm.
custom AI and machine learning algorithms for all of our products. which give us a significant competitive advantage, over the competition. And based on the complex algorithms and data processing models, we have developed three products that have satellite technology at its core. The first one is Land Viewer, which is a digital satellite-driven tool for researching, visualizing, and processing of data for satellite imagery with more than 10 indices and various other tools. It allows 10 free satellite images processings per day with smart analytical tool, and it is compatible with other GIS applications and tools. So users can find images of any area of interest all around the globe and quickly process them. On the other hand, our most recent addition to the product portfolio is EOS Forest Monitoring, which we launched in 2020.
Mm.
So it's a relatively fresh product. It is an online satellite-based software for convenient and sustainable forest land management. The product itself allows users to analyze changes in forest cover, sorry, track deforestation and illegal logging, as well as receive timely abnormal temperature alerts to quickly act on any threatening weather changes, all based on remote sensing. And on top of that all, our most advanced product is EOS Data Analytics Crop Monitoring, which is an online satellite field monitoring service that collects all the important information about the state of crops in one tool. An array of satellite-derived indices provide crucial data on the state of crops during different stages of their, which allows farmers to make the most informed and timely decisions. And our scientists also develop custom solutions by fusing ground data and unique algorithms to predict yields, classify crops, estimate harvest dynamics, detect field boundaries, and many more.
And that's amazing. And you know what, Alexandra, is what's even more amazing is when you specifically talk about crop data, right?
Mhm.
Crop monitoring, right? And to me, that's amazing because nobody really thinks about how data impacts that field, right? Even on your website, it shows that you're keeping ahead of the game with digital farm management. You're saving time, right? You're reducing costs, you're improving yields. Can you give me some examples of how data analytics and that crop management portion, right, plays a big part in the world and even in with your company as well?
Yeah, sure. That's one of the most common questions, right? What kind of benefits and values such systems bring?
Mhm.
So, to put it simply, I mean, the I know I tend to follow the USDA, and their economics reports, and based on the most recent data, based on their most recent information, um, the precision ag adopters, all across the world can expect 66 dollars more from every acre. So basically, the farmers can
Mhm.
make more from every acre using the precision ag technologies based on the remote sensing technologies, as
Mm.
opposed to the non-adopters. And that's the official information. It just, the numbers basically speak for themselves. And
Mhm.
when you look at the level of adoption of these, technologies all across the globe, I would say we're looking at the numbers of, yeah, somewhere in the range of 35 to 37%. So it means that, one third of all of the farmers, of all of the agricultural operators are using these kind of technologies, and two-thirds basically are the ones that are not using them. So I mean, it means that there is a lot of potential for development. And why we're looking at these technologies, I mean, basically we've done our research, we've done our homework, I would say, and we've picked a niche that we would like to focus all of our attention on, and that's agriculture. See a lot of opportunities, a lot of potential, and we would really like to make these kind of technologies more affordable and spread the word about them as much as we possibly can, so that more people, even if those are like smallholder farmers and large corporations, are using these kind of technologies to increase the efficiency of their farm operations, to increase their yields, increase the quality of their yields, and cut costs on the farm management. Because one way or another, I mean, the population of the world is increasing, and we're going to be looking at 10 billion people, I mean, soon. And we're going to need to feed these people somehow. And with the old school,
Hmm.
old fashioned practices and farming practices, we're going to well be suffering a lot. So that's where we have the precision ag technologies, and they are the ones to help us be more effective, be more productive. And yeah, that's why we're here. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, and it's really helping out the world, right? It's a benefit to the world when you talk about that. And when you brought up USDA, it reminds me of a story I know we talked about before. When I started looking at data and how it plays a part in the world, one of the big aspects was agriculture, right? It actually talked about USDA and how the trucks have to go from one place to another, but how to make that more efficient, how to make them more time efficient, and it was amazing because it's like, okay, not only that part, but they started talking about, harvesting and the crops and everything about time, how it actually made it more efficient and how you would, make crops last longer, by specifically growing them this specific time and then being able to transfer it over to the trucks and then transfer it over to the stores. All that stuff mattered. And I'm sure that you all are playing an even better part, right? A more efficient portion of it is prior to all that, right? You're scoping out the land, you're scoping out everything from the beginning. I want to take it a little bit further back to geospatial data, right, and the importance of it, because a lot of people don't understand how geospatial data plays a big part in it, right? I work with a lot of those agencies that focus on satellite imagery and geospatial data. What's your thoughts on geospatial data and how is it important to the world in solving problems?
Yep. So the geospatial analysis is basically a process of GIS data interpretation, exploration, and modeling from its acquisition to understanding the results. The retrieved information is computer processed with spatial analysis software and varies depending on the number of tasks and their complexity. The simplest one
Mhm.
is visualization, while a more detailed approach suggests comprehensive analytics with specific tools to elaborate actionable insights. Examples of spatial analysis include measuring distances and shapes, setting routes, and tracking transportation, establishing correlations between objects, events, and places via referring their locations to geographical positions, both live and historical. The availability of geographical data can be divided into open access and commercial. The imagery of low and medium resolution provided by open source data is often insufficient for proper analysis, and the purchase of historical satellite images with high resolution opens up more opportunities for detailed research. High resolution imagery is particularly useful when it comes to environmental monitoring, including natural disasters, nature pollution, or environmental effects of climate change. And high resolution also provides numerous benefits for mining, building and construction, military, agriculture, forestry, transportation, or mining, you name it. So many different verticals. Natural disasters like tornadoes, forest fires, tsunamis,
Mhm.
floods, or even volcano eruptions are impossible to prevent. But timely tracking of the least changes can help mitigate the losses. For a regular user, it might be interesting to see how their city looked like a century before, for example. If we are
Mhm.
talking about EOS Land Viewer, it is equipped with a number of features that can be employed either out of mere interest, scientific research, or even commercial use.
Right, and what's funny is that I actually tried to get into. I guess I wanted to predict floods, right?
Hmm.
And this is when I'm going through my doctoral degree now. That was the first thing I said. I said my dissertation should be predicting floods. I wanted to make a difference and save the world somehow, right? Of course, that's not what I'm doing, but but and that was because I realized that it was tough as crap to do that. Right, it's hard to
Yeah,
do something like that. Right, it takes a
that's true.
lot of time because it's so chaotic. Right, how do you? It's crazy to me now. Even we're talking about agricultural stuff, right? You think about how chaotic things can be, right, to determine certain things. That's why geospatial data is probably more important because it's capturing everything, right? The wind, the weather, right, all around. All that stuff matters, and that's the reason because it's so chaotic. You need multiple sensors all over the place. You can't even just put like a crowdfunding source together. You almost have to collect crowdfunding. I mean, not crowdfunding, but crowd sourcing, right? Being able
Mhm.
to source from different people walking around, right, with sensors from their phones. Being able to have something like that, or you can take sensors that you're planting in different, like, probably agriculture or environments, right, farming environments, right.
Yep.
But the use of geospatial data probably informs strategic planners of potential routes, that could be impacted due to risk of inherent to geography uh, altogether. But from that portion that you just talked about, I really want to talk about what is precision AG, right? Agriculture, right? Precision agriculture definition that they say out there on the web is that it's like this methodology of farm management, and it relies on data. Would you
Right.
say that just sums it up, or do you have a little bit more insight into what you believe precision AG is?
Well, yeah, in a nutshell, precision farming uses modern technologies such as satellite imagery or field mapping to improve crop quality and profitability. Um,
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, it optimizes the use of traditional resources. Ultimately, this agricultural management system contributes to the development of sustainable agriculture, allowing to solve both economic and ecological problems, which are becoming more acute. Among the technologies used in such a system are GPS, drones, and satellite images. Based on this data, farmers receive more information on all key issues such as crop status, weather forecasts, environmental changes, and so on and so forth. Also, the important difference between precision farming and traditional agriculture is the ability to manage fields not as a single block, but by dividing them into separate areas. Such features as zoning, for example. I mean, zoning is one of the features that we have as a part of our crop monitoring product. So, a feature allows diversifying management decisions for individual field parts, adjusting the fertilizer amount, optimizing technique movement, and using
Mm-hmm.
fuel more frugally, basically. So that's all done for the farmers to cut costs on the farm operations, to make their operation more effective, and to help them get the most of it, get basically uncover the hidden potential of each of their acres. Precision farming requires special equipment and software, of course, to collect and analyze all the information. And since
Mm-hmm.
precision agriculture technology uses hardware and software, specialists are needed to implement them. So basically, it's also important to have those trained people that would take care of such technologies. But from our side, as we saw it, one of the important things for all of our clients and partners was always the ease of use. We try to make our systems as easy to understand as we possibly can make them. So, I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
user interfaces are straightforward, simple to understand, easy to navigate, and there is really no way you're going to get lost there. And what we've seen so far is that even the people, I mean, it happens that most of the our clients are the ones that have never had any experience with any GIS technologies or remote sensing solutions before. But once they, start
Mm-hmm.
testing any of our solutions, well, it's 1 2 weeks, and they get to, I mean, fully up to speed, and they use the softwares to their full potential. So there is that. So
No,
um,
that's awesome. And you know what's when I think about it, I think about the future, right? Based off of AG, because we talked about what is AG, we talked about the use cases, right? We talked about data analytics related to precision AG, and if you dive into it, right, you think about farm management, and observing that data, harvesting, right, both crops and the data itself, and predicting, and it has to be prediction involved now, right? It has to be some type of future focus on things, be forecasting, if you will, right? The forecasting
Right.
of that data, because there's so much data that's being collected, I'm sure, by EOS. So much data being collected from a geospatial standpoint, and when you're taking that data, you're able to make um, you're able to focus on the now, what is currently going on. But because there's so much data going on, right, you're able to focus on the future as well. The future of AI, that's what I want to talk about a little bit more, because the world is going to AI, right? Machine learning, deep learning, right? They're thinking about those things at a high level, right? Thinking about how can I take these manual tasks that farmers are doing out there dealing with AG, and trying to make it automated. AI systems are helping to improve that overall harvest quality and accuracy overall, which is that whole precision agriculture development. What do you see the future of AI as being, in precision AG?
Well, it's a very good question, to be honest. So the way I see it is AI and precision agriculture are constantly being improved and provide new intelligent tools for mapping agricultural production. Image-based pattern recognition systems allow applications to adjust the watering and nutrition of plants according to their type. With each year, AI is getting more advanced, and in the nearest future, farmers will be in full control of their crops with custom AI algorithms. It wouldn't be crazy to predict that today's manual processes in fields and greenhouses could be automated within a decade, like by AI driven sensors that will inform farmers or machines when is the optimum time to fertilize, irrigate, plant, or harvest. The decision making process will be greatly influenced by these technologies that provide an unprecedented level of data and insights. Climate change is also a major driver of the enhancement in the precision ag and the AI sector, which are with our team, one of the priorities while developing the new solutions. We have already created AI and machine learning algorithms to ensure the carbon amount in soil and vegetation, for example. The received data may be used in carbon management that is instrumental in combating climate change. And crop protection solutions use AI to collect and analyze large amounts of data. It also provides farmers with detailed culture and soil conditions for plant protection planning. EOS Data Analytics crop monitoring is an excellent example of the helpfulness of remote sensing for crop protection. The platform basically effectively takes care of the health of the soil, reducing the risks of plant disease and pests. And on top of that, it provides data on plant health, moisture levels, and weather changes. To sum it up, we see the future of AI and precision ag very bright. I mean, this is a very, very
Mm.
dynamic market, the business vertical as a whole, and it's going to go nowhere but up. It's going to have more demand for its solutions. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why we decided to create our own satellite constellation. And currently, we're actually working on the launch of our first satellite, EOS
Oh
Satcom.
man.
That's the name. Yeah, and we're launching this year. And you might wonder, why would they do it? I mean, we have a ton of satellites out there. Why do they need another
Right, right.
that's a good question, and the answer would be simple, is that there we don't have any satellites out there that would be fully focused on the needs of the agricultural industry. We have a lot of
Right.
open source satellites, such as Sentinel-2, for example, Yeah, I mean, we're trying to go an extra mile for each of our clients, for each of the partners that we're working with, and we would like to have exclusive data sets to see the bigger picture. So, and it's not just one satellite that we're focusing on. By 2025, we're looking at a constellation of 7 optical satellites. Each would be equipped with 11 agri-related bands, and that would give us access to exclusive data sets that would give us more flexibility, more data, more
Mhm.
analysis, and of course, it's going to be a game changer. So, I mean, this is something that could change the whole industry. So we're very excited about that, and yeah, we're waiting for the first launch of our satellite.
No, that's sweet, and that's like the investment that companies are putting into things to make sure that there is a change in the world. That's what you all are doing, right?
Yeah,
Investing in a actual freaking satellite that focuses only on ag, right, or geospatial data development, that you can control. It costs, I'm sure, but the benefits could be tremendous, right? It outweighs the cost, if you will.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and for me, I'm like just thinking about everything you're saying. I can only imagine in the future there being drones, right? That specifically go to a specific part in a harvest that lasts miles and miles, right, long, and it just drops water on it or whatever it needs in that specific part because it realizes that that part is not getting enough of something, right? I mean, that could
Yeah.
be amazing, right? If you have isolation to that depth, right? Where it's like, okay, I'm covering a drone is going around covering multiple things around the world, and it just says, okay, I realize that here on the East Coast, in Maryland, that this crop that this portion of the harvest needs water more than everything else. For some reason, it did not get the water it needed from the rain that fell the other day. I'm predicting that it's going to fall short and not be of good quality for somebody down the line, right? Because of
Mm-hmm.
trucks and transportation and stuff. I mean, that could go a long way. So, Alexandra, I mean that was amazing, and I appreciate you being on the podcast. Usually, I like to end with what I call a dope nugget or gem at the end. And from what I've learned is that precision agriculture is this strong methodology that a lot of people don't understand, right? And you help us understand it more of farm management, right? That relies on
Right.
data and data analysts to support the farmer's decision making process. You know, I also learned that I could possibly be so interested in it that I may want a job with you, man. No, I'm just playing. but
We'd be happy to have you.
no, this is exciting. So is there anything you want to leave with the audience, Alexander?
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the things that I'd like to also highlight is that our company is not only about the business side of things. It's not only about making money, but we also are about the sustainability, and we're trying to be sustainability focused on enhancing sustainable practices and advancing the scientific community. We have received many requests from students and researchers to have access to our product. So, based on the volume of these requests, we have launched our academic outreach program, and it allows students, independent researchers, nonprofit organizations, universities, and scientists an opportunity to actually access our products for free. All of the applicants need to fill out a quick form, a quick application that we have online, and basically start leveraging the power of AI powered satellite technologies that we have to offer. So, I mean, we're basically not just again all about the money, but we also try to make these things popular, spread the word, make sure that more and more people know about these kind of technologies in order to make our life, our world a better place.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, Alexandra. Audience, definitely tune into this episode because you have to understand. I mean, we're dropping a lot of knowledge here, as you all know, I like to get into a really fun game, right? At
Hmm.
the end, where we ask our experts a series of topics, right? We throw out this series of topics and we keep it away from what we typically talk about during the podcast. And it's called overrated, underrated. So it is time for the game, everybody. Are you ready, Alexandra?
Well, yeah, I think I am.
All right. The first one I want to throw out there is Borch.
I think it's definitely underrated.
Oh, okay. If everybody doesn't know what Borch is, do you want to explain to them what it is?
Yeah, that'd be my pleasure actually. This is, I mean, borscht is a traditional Ukrainian dish, similar to soup, but made with obviously, lots of different ingredients such as beetroot,
Mhm.
cabbage, potatoes, peppers, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, this is definitely something that we're proud of, and I would definitely say that it's underrated. So we
Yeah.
should
Can
drink
can
more.
can you make some good Borch?
Yeah, I try to. Yeah, not always, but yeah, I'm
Hmm.
practicing and I'm trying to, be a better version of myself every day. So,
All right. Cheese.
well, that's probably also underrated. So anything that will be related to
Mm.
food, I would say that it's, underrated because I'm a
you,
foodie
you love
myself.
food. Oh man, Alexandria is a foodie, man. He's a
Yep, I
foodie.
am.
All right. The printer.
That's probably overrated.
I think so too, man.
Yeah.
All right. Exercising.
Oh, well, underrated, yeah. Underrated. We should definitely, keep more focus on that. We should pay more attention to exercising. And yeah, I mean, I know it because yeah, I'm basically, sitting in front of the computer most of the day, and it's, always good to, stretch my legs, go for a jog, go for a run, and hit the gym and
Hmm.
do some exercising. So I would definitely recommend, yeah, anybody who's leading the same kind of life as I am, and working in front of a computer to pay more attention to that side of things.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I agree completely. Okay, soccer.
Overrated, even though soccer is
Hmm.
very popular here in Europe,
I'm
but
about to say, what in the world? Soccer is popular there, man.
yeah, it is popular, but I'd say it's way too popular, and there are way more important things out there that are underrated, and they should be, yeah, people should focus more on that. But yeah, soccer is, yeah, not something that, yeah, I think we should focus a lot of our attention on. So it's just my humble opinion.
Okay, two more. TV.
That's definitely overrated for now. So yeah, I think we should, yeah, we should probably, spend a little less time, watching TV, and do and pay more attention to activities such as exercising, or cycling, or jogging. Just spend some time outside. That is helpful.
I agree. It's just that for some reason TV locks me in, man. As much as I do in this world outside of TV at nighttime, I just need it on to go to sleep or something. I don't know what it is about me. I don't know.
Well, I guess it's not just you. I mean, it's a lot of people.
Yeah. All right, last one. Beer.
Yeah, beer is. I would say that it's underrated, yeah, because I mean, after a hard weekend, after 5 days, you definitely need a beer, Every now and then, you need to relax. You need to, yeah, just sit down, just relax, and yeah, in front of the TV maybe. Yeah, beer is, yeah. I mean, it's obviously we need to pay attention, of course, and we need to be careful with the volume, so
All
of
right.
the beer getting consumed.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely. Well, hey, thank you for being on the podcast, Alexander. Thank you all, audience, for listening to the Data is My Science podcast, the show that makes data your passion. I am your host, Dapper Data. where can they reach you at, Alexandria? Is there anything that you're promoting right now, a book or event or anything like that that you want the audience to tune into?
So yeah, I mean, the best way to reach us would be to go to our website, which is eos.com. We have our amazing support team. So if there are any questions, if people, farmers, agribusinesses want to learn more about these kind of solutions that we've been, covering so far, they have any questions or they would like to set up maybe a demonstration so we could show them, I mean, live, show those tools and how they can be more effective and efficient. Yeah, they can just go to our website. We have a support form there, so you can just ask for a callback or send us a quick email. Again, it's eos.com. We try to make it simple, so again, I'm sure you're not going to miss it. And yeah, I mean, that would be the best way to reach out to us. And yeah, let's connect and talk
Yeah,
more.
definitely. Well, hey, thank you. I appreciate you again for being on the podcast. Audience, as you know, you can reach me at Mr. Dapper Data on any one of the social media platforms. Thank you for tuning in once again. This has been a great experience, Alexandra. Audience, I love you. Peace.